I have a story to tell you that the only people I've told throughout the years is close friends of my family. Many years ago, me and my friend were driving home. It was around, I'd say, 2 o'clock in the morning. We were coming down the paved road. It was a two-lane road. I had my lights on bright. All of a sudden, this, I don't even know how to describe it. I'm going to do the best I can. This thing had climbed up out of a ditch. The ditch was in front of a home. I'm assuming whatever this thing was, I don't know, it was in their backyard. My lights was on bright. When it stood up, it had to be over 7 foot, that thing had to be over 7 foot. It was the best way to describe whatever this was. I compare it to a seal skin or a diver suit. It was completely black. It was tall. It had arms. Naturally, it had legs. When it turned to look at us, I couldn't stop driving. I froze. My friend that was in the passenger side, she froze. I couldn't even take my foot off the gas. I just kept going towards it. So when it stood up out of the ditch, it got on the edge of the lane, which would be the left lane. I was driving in the right. When it turned to look at us, you take two pairs, you turn them sideways. That was the eyes, and it glowed just bright red like fire. Well, I'm continuing to go through it because I can't take my foot off the gas. I just have to keep driving. When I got up to this thing, bent its arms back, crouched down, low to the ground, took one leap, and went right in front of my car. Right in front of my car. When it landed on the outside of the second lane, which was the lane I was driving in one stride. Now, when it landed, when it hit the ground, it crouched down. I'm assuming because of the weight of it, I don't know. But it bent back down, it was crouched again, and it stood up and just gave us one final look and just gone into the darkness. And that's what happened.
Kind of scary.
Well, I like scared. God saying it mildly. I don't know what it was. It was very tall. It had no hair. It had zero hair. I mean,
no hair, no clothes of any kind, right?
No. I compare it to what a wet skin. It's shiny like a seal skin, or a diver suit. It was glossy black.
Yeah, that's seal skin. Here, Brent's got a question for you.
Yes.
Very interesting, Ginger. Great story. I really believe what you're saying. Just the accounts and the way you're saying it's coming across really legitimate. You say the eyes were the size of pears. And they glowed
you take
red.
your pears. Yeah, you turn them sideways, and they glowed. Well, the only way to describe it is red as fire. They glowed. It was just cool.
Did it have a luminescence to it? Did it actually highlight a luminance of light around its eyes, or was it?
No. It wasn't like if you've seen an animal in the dark, or you put headlights on it, or if you took a flashlight. No, this just literally glowed red as fire. Now, I could not see a mouth. There was no way to see a mouth, naturally. It was just the eyes that was just very glowing, very, very glowing.
Were you by yourself at the time?
No. I had my friend with me. Me and her was coming home. But what she done was once the thing had jumped, which landed, by the way, on her side. Remember, we're driving down the right side of the road. The object was standing on the left side of the road. So when it sprung across the two lanes in one stride, it landed by her side. It was summertime. our windows was down. It was really warm. I'm in Arkansas. Really hot night. Well, once it happened, and naturally I kept going because I never could hit the brake. She just started screaming. She started pounding the dashboard of the car, and that's when it hit her. Well, it hit us both. She was screaming, "What is that? What is that?" And I just said, "I don't know what that is. I don't know. I don't know what it was." But it was there.
Would you maybe consider because those eyes, the glowing red eyes now, and then this like ghillie suit, like a suit, standing upright. It wasn't like angled in any way, was it? Or was
No.
it? What would you compare it to? Anything like that?
A very, very tall, slender, I don't know if it was man or woman, naturally, very tall being with a head that was oblong shaped, with sideways, like I said, turning pair sideways. They narrowed in at the corner and came out wider on the outside of the eye, and it glowed. Not like an animal with headlights. Its eyes glowed red. No hair, because, see, my headlights was on bright. I had a few, the thing jumped right in front of me. It was, oh, boy.
When you're bringing up these glowing eyes and stuff, I'm thinking more maybe some kind of mutated nuclear genetic experiment gone bad, or is this alien? I'm not sure.
Well, I'm going to tell you this. I'm soon going to be 53 years old, okay? This is a memory that will never leave me because it's imprinted in my mind naturally. This thing, whatever this thing was, is not from here. It's not from our Earth, where we call Earth, where we live right now. No. You take a thing, I'm going to call it a thing, okay, that could take one stride and land across a 2-lane road. It was it's mind-boggling. Because when you never see anything like that, it's hard for anybody to understand what you've seen. I don't care how many times you may tell a person, there's always doubt. Well, did that really happen? Well, the only thing I can say is God is my witness. That happened. And it could have hurt us. Yes, the thing could have hurt us, obviously. The windows was down. It could have jumped on my car. I don't know, it could have pulled a car door open. But I believe in my soul, that it was God that protected me and her that night. Because it could have had us. There was nothing that would stop it from taking and opening up that door or jumping on top of the hood of my car or on top of my car.
So you didn't think it was out for blood? Like, this thing's going to attack me because it wants to eat me? Were you thinking that? The wild animal? This is what I was thinking.
This is truly what I was thinking. It was in those people's yard. It had to come from their yard. And my mind went directly to the people that lived in that home that were asleep. It was after 2 a.m. And my thoughts was it had to come naturally it was in those people's yard. And those people were asleep. And they had no idea what was outside their backyard. That's what my thought was those people.
You were looking out for the safety of the neighborhood. Did you think about calling the police or notifying anybody?
I thought about it. Okay, I thought seriously about it. But I also realized that if I done that they wouldn't believe me. They would not believe me. I even told her. I said, Cindy, I need to go tell those people that there was something in their backyard, but then it hit me. I can't do that because these people are not going to believe what I just saw. I couldn't believe what I just saw. How could I expect them to believe it? And I didn't want them to think naturally, there was something wrong with me. But I thought about the people because it was a summer night and my windows was down. And the only thing I thought was I prayed to God the house windows was up and they didn't have their windows raised with the screens because it had to come out of their backyard. There was nowhere else that thing came from until it climbed up out of that ditch and stood beside the road.